Hey, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to Nightwing Knows. If you ever wanted to drop me a line, all you gotta do is shoot me an email right over here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the question.
While we're eating.
Jason asks, do you think Derrick Rose's constant injuries is going to sooner or later get to him psychologically? It most likely already has. So I think it was his very first injury. It was like his, man, I can't even remember what it was. It was like his ACL or a meniscus or something like that. Actually, I think it was his ACL first, and then it was his meniscus, and now it's his face, or his orbital socket, the eye socket. And you could tell from the very first injury, because that looked like it was like the most serious injury he's ever dealt with, where he really took his sweet time coming back, because a lot of guys were saying, yeah, you'll be back in like, 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it is. And he took as much time as he possibly could to make sure that his body was up to everything, that his moves were something that he was comfortable with, and just kind of getting back into the flow of stuff. And then his other injury happened where he tore his meniscus, and he was doing just like he did the first time. He was just kind of doing a basic, typical Derrick Rose type move where you're just, running low and moving fast. And that kind of stuff just really wear and tears on your body. And again, he was doing something completely normal, at least for him, and he got injured. Freak accident, blah, blah, everybody blames the shoes. We're not gonna get into that shit. And the meniscus thing, I know personally that you can come back really quickly. I'm talking like a couple of weeks. They go in orthoscopic surgery. It's just a couple of little holes. They clean you up real quick, and then you're good to go. He went and did the different way of surgery where you go in still orthoscopic, but instead of trimming the cartilage that tore, they sew it back on. That way you don't lose any cartilage, because the more that you tear and then remove, the less cartilage you have, so the worse your knees will be in the long run. So what he did was the right thing, in my opinion. However, even when you do it that way, you still can come back in like 8 weeks or whatever, and the dude again took like the whole year off and then came back in the playoffs. You can even tell then that he wasn't mentally 100% like, let's go. There were spurts of it, but it wasn't, the typical Derrick Rose. So yes, any player that receives any injury or sustains any injury from any movement, even if it was a freak accident like somebody running into you and then you broke your leg, or if you pulled a Paul George, or somebody like elbows you and you break your face, take a knee to the cheek like Westbrook, anything like that to a typical normal player is always going to get to you like mentally. Like you're always going to be like, maybe I shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going to happen. So the answer to the question is yes, definitely. It affects any player that has a brain mentally. If you're someone like Westbrook where you're just kind of like in a zone all the time, I don't know what that guy's deal is, but that fool plays balls to the wall all the time, and that's why he ends up getting hurt so damn often.